The night sky, once a canvas of distant stars, is now increasingly frequented by human-made objects. These objects, often appearing as bright streaks, are satellites orbiting our planet. Among them are Starlink satellites, launched by SpaceX to provide global internet coverage. These satellites form a constellation that aims to bring connectivity to even the most remote areas. While their ambition is commendable, a concerning phenomenon has emerged. These satellites are falling back to Earth at an alarming rate. This unexpected re-entry poses risks not only to the satellites themselves, but also to the environment. In January 2025 alone, 120 Starlink satellites met their demise in Earth's atmosphere. This mass re-entry event was unprecedented and caught the attention of scientists and environmentalists alike. This event, far from being an isolated incident, highlights a growing concern about the environmental impact of these falling satellites. The debris from these re-entries can pose significant hazards to both the atmosphere and the surface of our planet. As SpaceX continues to expand its constellation, the frequency of such re-entries is only expected to increase, leading to more frequent and potentially dangerous incidents, raising questions about the long-term sustainability of such ambitious space endeavors. The balance between technological advancement and environmental stewardship is more crucial than ever. SpaceX operates on a strategy of continuous technological advancement. This includes regularly updating its Starlink constellation with newer, more capable satellites. The first generation of Starlink satellites, numbering around 500, has reached the end of its operational lifespan, necessitating their removal from orbit. SpaceX aims to refresh its entire satellite network every 5 years. This means that hundreds of satellites will be decommissioned annually. While this approach ensures a cutting-edge constellation, it also raises concerns about the environmental consequences of disposing of such a large number of satellites in Earth's atmosphere. The re-entry of Starlink satellites is not a benign process. As these satellites plummet through the atmosphere, they burn up, releasing a cocktail of metallic vapors. Among these vapors is aluminum oxide, a substance known to have detrimental effects on the ozone layer. Research has shown a worrying trend: an 8-fold increase in atmospheric aluminum oxide concentration between 2016 and 2022. This increase directly correlates with the rise in satellite launches and subsequent re-entries. The implications are clear: the more satellites we send up, the more aluminum oxide we pump into the atmosphere, potentially jeopardizing the ozone layer that shields us from harmful ultraviolet radiation. Section 4. A junkyard in the sky. The issue of falling Starlink satellites is just one facet of a much larger problem: space debris. Decades of space exploration and satellite launches have left Earth's orbit littered with defunct satellites, spent rocket stages, and fragments from collisions. This orbital debris poses a significant risk to both active satellites and spacecraft. The European Space Agency estimates a 26% annual chance of a rocket body re-entering the atmosphere uncontrolled. Such an event could have catastrophic consequences, potentially disrupting air travel, damaging infrastructure, or even causing casualties. The increasing density of space debris necessitates urgent international collaboration to mitigate this growing threat. Section 5. SpaceX's reassurance. SpaceX, aware of the concerns surrounding its Starlink re-entries, maintains that their satellites are designed to completely burn up upon re-entry, leaving no debris to reach Earth's surface. They claim that the materials used in the construction of their satellites, coupled with the controlled deorbiting process, ensure complete incineration in the atmosphere. However, independent verification of these claims remains a challenge. The sheer altitude at which these satellites burn up makes it difficult to conclusively determine whether any debris survives the fiery descent. Furthermore, the long-term environmental impact of the dispersed metallic vapors, even if no solid debris reaches the ground, requires further investigation. Section 6. 5 years and falling. Starlink satellites are designed for a relatively short lifespan of approximately 5 years. This limited operational period is a strategic choice by SpaceX to ensure that their technology remains cutting-edge and adaptable to new advancements. This is in stark contrast to traditional satellites, which can remain operational for decades. These older satellites often become outdated and less efficient over time, whereas Starlink's approach allows for regular updates and improvements. While this shorter lifespan allows SpaceX to continuously upgrade its constellation, it also means a higher frequency of satellite re-entries. This cycle of deployment and deorbiting is a key part of their strategy to maintain a modern and effective satellite network. It also means a higher frequency of satellite re-entries. Each satellite is designed to safely burn up upon re-entry, reducing the risk of space debris. The deorbiting process involves using the satellite's thrusters to lower its altitude. This controlled maneuver ensures that the satellite re-enters the Earth's atmosphere at a precise location and time. Once it reaches a certain altitude, atmospheric drag takes over, pulling the satellite further down until it eventually burns up. This natural process ensures that the satellite disintegrates safely. This controlled descent is intended to minimize the risk of debris surviving re-entry. By carefully managing the re-entry process, SpaceX aims to reduce the potential for any parts of the satellite to reach the Earth's surface. However, the increasing number of satellites being deorbited raises concerns about the cumulative impact of these events on the atmosphere. As more satellites are launched and eventually deorbited, the long-term effects on our planet's atmosphere and space environment remain a topic of ongoing research and discussion. Section 7. Seeking Sustainable Skies. As we venture further into the space age, the environmental consequences of our actions can no longer be ignored. The vast expanse of space may seem limitless, but our activities have far-reaching impacts that can affect the delicate balance of our planet's atmosphere and beyond. The case of falling Starlink satellites serves as a stark reminder of the need for sustainable practices in space exploration and utilization. These incidents highlight the potential dangers of space debris, which can pose significant risks to both space missions and life on Earth. Finding solutions requires a multifaceted approach. It involves not only technological advancements, but also policymaking, international cooperation, and a commitment to long-term sustainability. International collaboration is crucial to establish comprehensive guidelines for satellite disposal, ensuring responsible re-entry practices. By working together, nations can create a framework that promotes the safe and sustainable use of space. Technological innovation is essential to develop new materials and designs that minimize the environmental impact of satellites. These advancements can lead to more efficient and eco-friendly space missions, reducing the footprint we leave behind. And perhaps most importantly, a paradigm shift is needed. From a mindset of exploitation to one of stewardship, recognizing that space, like our own planet, is a finite resource that demands our utmost care and respect. By adopting this new perspective, we can ensure that future generations inherit a space environment that is as pristine and awe-inspiring as it is today.